So you're starting to think about moving yourself or a parent from their home to assisted or independent living, and you just don't know where to start. Well, here I am to break it down for you. The 8 steps of moving from your single family home or condo into the next stage of life. And what do you do next? Hi everybody, my name is Josh May with May Group Realtors, RE/MAX of Grand Rapids. And we've got a ton of experience with this as we work with a lot of the senior population and help them navigate this process. And we think this is a really helpful topic. So all things living in Grand Rapids, we're gonna take a little turn and just give you some facts that we think will be helpful about the relocation process. So let's move into step 1 here. What I found to be the most helpful for seniors is getting together, and it seems basic, but getting together your package of notes, really getting together your notepads, your folders. We've actually seen people write a timeline of steps that they need to focus on, because let's be honest, if you've been in your home for 30 to 40 years, this is a massive move, probably one of the biggest moves of your life, and there's going to be a lot of things to think about to get you from the house to independent or assisted living. So start the process with just being organized, getting notes ready, writing things down, writing out the next steps, and keep that all in one spot. Okay, so step 2, we often help our clients and tell them it's time to begin right-sizing. Now, right-sizing is an interesting term. Maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't, but right-sizing would be going through room to room and actually analyzing what you're gonna need in that next space. And you know, the things that you don't need, obviously, you've got many years of family heirlooms and things of that nature. You wanna get with your kids or family members and make a list of who gets what. So step 2 is really analyzing that next space, see what makes sense, mark that down, tell yourself you're gonna take that, and then figure out a plan for how you're gonna get rid of everything else. Start to box it up, and that will be an important step 2, right-sizing. All right, step 3, we're gonna advise to work with a financial planner. I mean, this is a big conversation. You're going from potentially a very fixed mortgage, or maybe at this point in your life, you don't have a mortgage, and you need to plan for the future. Obviously, there's gonna be costs involved. You want to speak with a financial planner to make sure that you've got your finances set and you're going to be taken care of for the next stage of your life, and you just don't want any questions here. So the financial piece of this will be a really big part of it. So that would be step 3 of speak with a financial planner. All right, rolling on to step 4. Obviously my specialty here is you're going to want to work with an experienced real estate professional. Now this is going to be the time where you've gotten through some of the right sizing, you've gotten through the financial conversations, you've started to make a roadmap of what you need to do next. That is the time to bring in a real estate professional. We would sit down and we would start to help you also map out that plan. And that first initial meeting is going to be casual. It's going to be discussing, asking a lot of questions about what your ideal time frame is, when you're moving into the next place, and really kind of working back on the next steps. At that point, we would certainly do a walkthrough of the house, give you our opinions of any cost-effective improvements. We're gonna set you up with a stager, a designer to work on some declutter techniques, which I'll talk about next. And then we'll end that meeting with some marketing conversations, some overall pricing, and really set you up with what it looks like to sell your home in today's market. All right, rolling through to step 5, and this plays into the conversation with a real estate professional. And I do want to go back because with real estate professionals, we all have the opportunity to get a designation, and that designation is a senior real estate specialist. So you certainly want to work with a senior real estate specialist or do that type of research of somebody that has done this before and understands the ins and outs of the process and is good at taking the stress out of the equation. So another part of that real estate conversation is going to be mapping out your market move, maybe looking at, when is it going to be a good time to sell? Are we going to target the spring months? Are we going to target the summer months? Some of this can be based on when you're moving into your new place. We've got to focus on interest rates, good time to sell. The real estate market is not always the same. So if you're making this big move, it's important to check the market and understand what is going to be the best time of year for me to sell. Okay, so we talked about this in the initial conversation about meeting with a real estate agent. And one of the next steps was meeting with a stager or designer. Now, we certainly offer that as a service to our clients, and we believe in it. This would be the next step after having the market conversation, after meeting with your realtor. If you've teamed up with your realtor, a good idea would be to have a stager in to focus on declutter techniques. Again, we're all going to be writing all this down in our list, adding it to our timeline so we can focus the best way to get our house ready to sell. It's all about decluttering, depersonalizing. You know, and a lot of times when people are moving, they're making that last move potentially, they've got a lot of stuff and they've been in their house for a long time. We want to focus room by room of things we're going to get rid of, things we're going to depersonalize, how we're going to remove some family photos, and put your house in the best position to sell. So we finally reached the point of being ready for pictures and videos and hitting the market. Now, by this time, you're either in your new living place or you're still in the home. Either way, we're going to navigate what those showings look like. We're going to try and make everything convenient. We're going to talk about final pricing at this time, and we're going to hit the market. We're going to get people through the house. It's going to be an exciting time. At that point, we'll accept an offer. And from the time we accept an offer to the time we close, it's going to be about a 30-day process. And if you're still living in the house, we would negotiate you potentially some time in the home afterwards to work through that transition. But if you're out of the house, we'll make sure at close, everything is removed from the house and you're on your way. And really the last piece of the puzzle is the final move. You know, hiring movers may seem like a small thing, but it's a big thing. Getting your house ready, selecting the right moving company. You want to work with somebody that's got great resources to help finalize everything, getting out of your house and into your new place. So at this point, you've went through the entire process. Hopefully it was understandable, it was easy, it was logical. Maybe not easy because again, it's gonna take a little bit to do this the right way, but we're trying to take all the stress out of the equation, and that's why we felt like it would be important to discuss the 8 steps of moving from your home into independent or assisted living. So here you are in your new place, enjoy it. And we would certainly love to help anybody that has any questions about this process. We are specialists at this. We do it all the time, and we're very good at taking stress out of the equation. So, call to action would be, if you guys have any questions, feel free to give us a ring. Check out our website. All of our contact is on there. We'll put our website up, marketgrandrapids.com, and you can give us a call at that number or shoot us an email. And if you have any other comments about the moves, certainly put it in the comments. Any other things that you've experienced, mention in the comments. And finally, we'd love it if you'd like and subscribe to the channel. And have a great day. We'll see you soon.